This is a really fascinating chapter because absolutely, if you take a step back, you can see all of this very, very clearly, which is a really great. Family members helping one another out is understandable. Okay, very good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's well. It is a little bit of a cloudy day today, but when we start with some reading, that is completely okay. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I have it in Chinese. I'm learning Chinese, but you don't speak Chinese. Most probably, some of you might. So we are reading this amazing book, The Art of Thinking Clearly. We are already up to chapter 79. Thank you, college football bros, for whatever it is that you just sent. I've been on BIGO for a while, but I'm not sure of everything just yet. No Coffin, please, has sent something nice. I think that looks like a little crown. And Cody, good to see you as well. Hello, hello. Yep, chapter 79. Reading is a really great way to motivate yourself and learn something new to start your day off, and I love reading for you. So here we go, chapter 79, and then I'll let you go and work on your goals for the week. Still start of the week, so still lots of great things we can achieve. So chapter 79, why you identify with your football team, in-group, out-group bias. This one should be interesting. Let's start that again. When I was a child, a typically wintry Sunday looked like this. My family sat in front of the TV watching a ski race. My parents cheered for the Swiss skiers and wanted me to do the same. I didn't understand the fuss. Why zoom down a mountain on 2 planks? It makes as little sense as hopping up the mountain on 1 leg, while juggling 3 balls and stopping every 100 feet to hurl a log as far as possible. Second, how can 1/100th of a second count as a difference? Common sense would say that if people are that close together, they are equally good skiers. Third, why should I identify with the Swiss skiers? What, was I related to them? I didn't think so. I didn't even know what they thought or read, or if I lived a few feet over the Swiss border. I would probably have to cheer for another team altogether. This brings us to the question, does identifying with a group, sports team, ethnicity, a company, a state represent flawed thinking? Over thousands of years, evolution has shaped every behavioral pattern, including attraction to certain groups. In times past, group membership was vital. Fending for yourself was close to impossible. As people began to form alliances, all had to follow suit. Individuals stood no chance against collectives. Whoever rejected membership or got expelled forfeited their place not only in the group, but also in the gene pool. No wonder we are such social animals. Our ancestors were too. Psychologists have investigated different group effects. These can be neatly categorized under the term in-group, out-group bias. First, groups often form based on minor, even trivial criteria. With sports affiliations, a random birthplace suffices, and in business, it is where you work. To test this, the British psychologist Henry Tudgefell split strangers into groups, tossing a coin to choose who went to which group. He told the members of one group it was because they all liked a particular type of art. The results were impressive. Although A, they were strangers, B, they were allocated to a group at random, and C, they were far from art connoisseurs, the group members found each other more agreeable than members of other groups. Second, you perceive people outside your own groups to be more similar than they actually are. This is called the out-group homogeneity bias. Stereotypes and prejudices stem from it. Have you ever noticed that in science fiction movies, only the humans have different cultures and the aliens do not? Third, since groups often form on the basis of common values, group members receive a disproportionate amount of support for their own views. This distortion is dangerous, especially in business. It leads to the infamous organizational blindness. This is a really fascinating chapter because absolutely, if you take a step back, you can see all of this very, very clearly, which is a really great. Family members helping one another out is understandable. If you share half your genes with your siblings, you are naturally interested in their well-being. But there is such a thing as pseudo-kinship, which evokes the same emotions without blood relationship. Such feelings can lead to the most senseless cognitive error of all, laying down your life for a random group, also known as going to war. It is no coincidence that motherland suggests kinship. And it's not by chance that the goal of any military training is to forge soldiers together as brothers. And one of the interesting things is that countries and different organizations will use this against you to create this camaraderie, to make you feel as if you are part of the group, and it's something that you need to be careful of. But at the same time, it is still important to be in groups, because if you're not in a group, then it is more challenging to survive. We can get resources, we can get support, we can get all sorts of different things from group. So it's important to be in a group, but it's important to be in the right environment. So if we can find a group that is going to support us, if we can find a group that has similar values, if we want to be investors, if we can find people who understand how to save money on tax, how to invest in properties, how to invest in shares, they have certain strategies in order to be able to make more gains in the stock market or on property, then that is what we need, and that is what we are looking for. So yes, this is something that we cannot control in our own lives, but it is something that we are going to be able to use to our own advantage when we use it in this way. So that's something that I think you can definitely use to your advantage if you look for the right environment and you create your own group, rather than randomly being assigned to a sports team and only being with people that follow that sports team just because of where you were born, or going to war and dying just because you were born in a certain country and your country decided to use that in order to be able to make you feel patriotic towards that country. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm definitely not saying that, but you need to be in control of which group you want to be a part of, how you interact with that group, and what you get out of it, not the other way around. And if you can control that, then that is a good thing. And finally, in conclusion, prejudice and aversion are biological responses to anything foreign. Identifying with a group has been a survival strategy for hundreds of thousands of years, not any longer. Identifying with a group distorts your view of the facts. Should you ever be sent to war and you don't agree with its goals, desert. I would definitely agree with that, because a lot of wars are fought by people who just blindly follow rather than think about, what is the purpose of this? Is there anything advantageous to me? Are the politicians being honest with me, or are they just sending me to war for some ulterior motive? But obviously, sometimes there are things that might be good. Okay, so I appreciate everybody for joining. Crypt2 has been joining and has some very interesting views. Let's have a look. So thank you everybody who joined. And Eureka Math has asked, what is, let's have a look, what do you usually do? So I have a Cashflow group here in Sydney where and now it's international since we have an online group. And we show you how to play Robert Kiyosaki's game Cashflow. We've taken that a step further and added some more elements that make it even more realistic. So I'm going to share in just a moment how you can watch the replays of these readings and how you can also join us and get in touch with me. So that is what I do. I also invest, and I do a couple of other things. So I have some investment property. I have some very fun strategies that I use on the stock market. And currently, I'm actually putting together a video series for the Cashflow players in order for them to be able to create their own strategies and learn how to evaluate and analyze companies, which is a lot of fun. Mladen has also mentioned something in the chat. And Mladen says, mine is the Cashflow group, which is the group that he likes to be affiliated with because it's the right environment for him, as opposed to just following based on where he was born in a soccer team and all of those different kinds of things. So that is also great. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining. A game to grow. Thank you as well. I'm going to quickly follow everybody that has been following Crypt2. We're going to follow you as well. Thank you for your comments. And yes, that's all good. Tomorrow we're going to be reading chapter 80, the difference between risk and uncertainty. The subtitle is ambiguity aversion. And as I said, if you'd like to be able to watch more of these episodes, I have the recordings of all the other chapters of the book. You can find me at the Passive Cashflow Club on YouTube, and I would love to hear your comments and thoughts, and feel free to go and watch all of those videos. And we'll also put some other videos with other interesting content, mainly around business and investing. And if you'd like to see what I'm up to and what I'm about, then you can go to Instagram. You can also direct message me, and that is business_team_6_official. You'll be able to find me there. I'd love to get to know you. Thank you for joining today. Go out and work on your goals, and I'm all about creating the right environments for people to be able to learn about investing and business and those kinds of things. So if that sounds exciting, feel free to come and join me, and I would love to get a message from you and have a bit of a discussion around those kinds of topics. So have an amazing day today. Go out and achieve your goals. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow for tomorrow's reading, Sydney time, 8 a.m. And have a great day till then.